Jackie, and welcome back to my channel for another iconic pop culture makeup transformation. This time we're covering this very famous 80s look, Michelle Pfeiffer in Scarface. I hope you guys like it. I personally don't love that movie, but I love this look, love Michelle Pfeiffer, and I had so much fun rocking this 80s glam. So hopefully you get some inspiration, whether that's for your night out look or maybe for Halloween. If you enjoy, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and a little shout out to my time travel tutorials live stream show over on Triller. I go live every week on Thursdays at 4 p.m. EST, and it's so much fun. I did this look over on there, ended up loving it, and thought I would film a full tutorial. So be sure to tune in if you want to see more videos and live streams from me, and let's get started with this look. I have on this Amazon wig, which I'll add some roots to later on, so it looks a little funny right now. And then Armani Beauty sent me this makeup set. Haven't tried the Luminous Silk Primer, so that is what I'm starting off with after my skincare routine. I love the applicator, and it's a thicker gel consistency, so I'm applying it to my cheeks where I have some broken pores. And as you can see, it adds some moisture and it has a nice grip for the foundation. For foundation, of course, I'm using the Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Flawless Foundation from Armani Beauty, and this is the shade 4, and I'm using an hourglass brush to blend it in. And from the iconic 60s makeup tutorial, I got so many comments that were annoyed at me for having the bangs down when I was doing the makeup, but when I split the bangs, you see my hair underneath, it looks crazy, so I like to have the bangs down. But anyways, after stippling all over the face and neck, I'm using the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Full Wear Concealer in a neutral light shade, and I'm bringing forward my chin, nose, and concealing under the eyes as well as a bit on the jawline. I would have used the Armani Silk Concealer, but I have it in a shade that matches my skin tone, and I wanted to do more sculpting here. I'm looking at an iconic photo where she's dancing, and I can see the structure of her face pretty well, so I'm emulating that a little bit so I can look more like her, but that part is always just for fun. You can follow the eye makeup steps and lip combo to bring a little 80s glamour into your routine. For powder, I picked up this beautiful Gucci powder. It smells amazing, and my favorite way to powder the skin after stippling on the foundation is to pat on top and not really sweep across the skin. We want to just kind of dot it on, and it mattifies and sets and doesn't disrupt any of the makeup underneath. For bronzer, I'm using this Sephora matte bronzer. It's actually a powder, just in a deeper shade, and I liked that it has this caramelly undertone, and I'm beginning to sharpen up my jawline, making it a bit shorter. And then her contour and blush is super bold, so I'm beginning to create that higher cheekbone, blending it upwards, and then down back on an angle into the jawline, emulating the photo. For a nose contour, I'm using this tiny brush that came in a Besame lip product. Use any brush you have some precision if you're doing a nose contour, and connect between your brows to your nose bridge. This creates some depth there. And then I'm creating a slimmer bridge all the way through to the nose tip and fading out as I go with my finger. This is a step I pretty much do every day with my own nose contour as well, but I like to accent a little divot near the nostrils, and it snatches in the nose. I'm adding a bit more contour for some details, and of course blending out once again. This is the new Charlotte Tilbury face palette, and I adore this packaging. It doesn't come in any other shades though, so I don't think the contour or bronzer would work for very many people. I'm just working with the blush and highlight today. But it's a shame this doesn't come in a wider variety because it's gorgeous. The blush appears peachy on top of the bronzer I've already applied, and then with the golden highlight I'm applying to the cheekbones. This is a gorgeous highlight, but my go-to favorite is the Charlotte Tilbury Spotlight Highlighter. I love the texture of it, and it really picks up the light, especially on the nose, and creates more of a realistic contour. By the way, these nails are from Kiss. They are the Impress nails, and they are from the Couture line. I never get my nails done. Always have my nails shorter, so it was a fun little change. Really lightly filling in the head of the brow so it isn't patchy. Finally, my favorite part, a really bold smoky eye. I picked up MAC's Brown Script eyeshadow, and I am falling in love with MAC again. Let me know if anyone else feels this way, but there's just so many makeup brands, so many big palettes, and I love the simplicity of the MAC single eyeshadows. I feel like I know the shades fairly well, and they're great quality. Like whenever I'm looking for a specific shade to match for a look, I've been finding myself going to MAC again. And this is my all-time favorite blending brush by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm bringing the shadow onto the outer corner of the lid and then creating an exaggerated crease shape. In the end, this look will be a bit more taupe and silvery, but starting with a warmer brown creates a softer, more seamless look. also bringing a touch of the brown through where my brows and nose contour meets. Repeating on the other eye, and I don't want to jump around too many palettes, but I did go with this antique gold shade, and I'm blending on the outer portion of that brown. I noticed in some scenes it did look like there was a touch of gold. Maybe I'm seeing things, but I love how it looks. And then a bright highlight shade to the brow bone. I ended up bringing this down further so I had more of a brighter highlight. And next I went with some taupe shades from Chanel. First up, the lightest shade in this palette, all over the lid to pick up some light. And then with the deepest shade, still with the Charlotte Tilbury blending brush, I'm beginning to sculpt out the outer corner in a rounded shape, adding more dimension to the inner corner as well. Blending into the first brown shadow, and then with this matte black, I'm creating even more depth and a bit more precisely into that outer V and inner corner. Black shadow can be a bit of a challenge to make it look soft, and that's why I started with that brown, went in with the taupe, and then the black. And here you can see in the light we got a lot of dimension, and it looks a lot deeper without direct sunlight, of course. For the pop culture password, comment, "I'm not your baby," her iconic line, and I wanted more pop to the lid, so I went with the ColourPop shadow on an angle following that black shade, giving more dimension yet again. You can use a cream shadow or a pigment for this. And now under the bottom lash line, bringing in some of that same gold. And then with the matte black, connecting the bottom lash line up into the top smoky outer V. Oh, also, what are you guys being for Halloween this year? I was invited to a Halloween party, and I never do anything for Halloween, but I can't go because I'm apartment hunting. So if you want to stay updated with my life and trips, be sure to follow my vlog channel, Jackie Vlogs. I don't do weekly vlogs or anything, but I do travel vlogs whenever anything interesting goes on in my life, and I want to do more updates over there, so be sure to check it out if you're interested. Tight lining my upper lash line and then dotting along the bottom lashes too. You can finish off with just mascara. I do have these Ardell Naked Lashes and I love them, so I'm popping those on with Duo Glue and then touching them up with mascara once they dry. And let's move on to lips. I always use the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Liner. I have never bought a lip liner so frequently, so I'm mapping out my lip shape to be a bit smaller on the bottom like Michelle Pfeiffer. And then I totally picked up the wrong matte liquid lip here. I had two shades that were very similar next to each other and I ended up fixing it, but I found that adding a liquid lip or even a lipstick applied right to the lip was looking a bit too intense for what I wanted, so I applied to the back of my hand and then with a brush started painting onto the lips. And again, here's where I'm using the color I actually picked out, which has more of a burnt red to it rather than the cooler red that I first started with. And once I've blended it onto the lips, I'm taking a deeper lip liner. This is Chestnut from MAC, and really lightly finishing up that lip line so it has more dimension, looks a bit more realistic, and we want more dimension on the top lip and sides of the lip. Finally, added a bit of gloss. I brought in more of a bronze to mute the color slightly but bring in some texture. And here's the inspired look. I then added a couple roots through the blonde bob with some eyeshadow. This gives a lot more dimension and makes it look more natural. You could spend a ton of time on this. I didn't because my light was going down. I have an hour-and-a-half window at this time of year to get these videos done, unfortunately. All the accessories and dress will be linked down below, and I had a fake cigarette, but I don't even know how to hold a cigarette, so here's my attempt at posing. And the dress is from Liz Dress, so thank you to Liz Dress for sending me this amazing replica. In some scenes, her dress looked very royally blue, but in screenshots that I took to study, her dress was definitely more of this teal shade, and I absolutely love how this whole look turned out. I wish I was actually wearing it to a Halloween party. And if you're looking for more 80s inspiration, I created scrunchy curls overnight that make a very 80s hair look inspired by Brooke Shields. I had a lot of fun with that one. Or if you love bold makeup looks like this and are looking for something even more bold, you might like the iconic 60s makeup tutorial that I mentioned in this video. Thanks for watching!